How did it go today for you guys?
Up and down. Win some, lose some. It's going back and forth right now.
Is it?
It's going back and forth. And defense had a really good day today. Offense, in spurts. We went at them and they responded. We just gotta keep going. We just gotta keep getting better. That's all we gotta do.
Have you seen any of that consistency you were looking for last week?
Yeah, they got better. They got better. I appreciate you guys because y'all got it out there. Okay, but they got better. And they understand where we're going. We strive for excellence in that room, and that's what we're going to do every day.
Is the coldest? Did he get nicked up at all? The coldest? Is he out there with you guys right now?
No, the coach is not out there right now. You have to talk to Mark about that.
Okay.
What about was Trey there today or?
I didn't notice he wasn't out there today. I didn't notice. No, Trey wasn't feeling good this morning, so we just let him keep him home. He wasn't feeling good this morning.
Not to do a play-by-play on your depth chart, but are you feeling better about that top six, sort of, or?
No, depth chart's written in sand right now. We won't make that decision until I can sit down with Whipple and I can sit down with Frost. So I won't make that decision. I don't make that decision by myself. It has to do with the coordinator, especially the head coach.
You had mentioned before you were waiting for someone to take charge as a leader in that room. How's that process?
They stepping up. I mean, I got to give it to you. They stepping up. I was happy, that Omar showed up 2 days in a row. He showed up 2 days in a row, but they all trying to step up and they all trying to show leadership.
Showed up how? How did Omar show up 2 days in a row?
He practiced 2 days in a row.
Are there any of the young pups who could get in the mix or are getting in the mix?
You know what? They're coming along slow. You're talking about kids who's dominated their entire life and never had to go full speed their entire life. Now, once they get here and they're a freshman, now their playing field's even. Now they got to play full speed every play. So it's going to take time with these young kids. But they're coming along. They're doing everything that we asked. They're trying. They got a little grit with them. But we got to continue to coach them and get them better.
How has Marcus done for you?
Marcus is doing great. You can tell Marcus is a veteran. He played before. He played at Texas. He's got some grit with him. He gets after you, but he understands the system, and he's just getting used to the way we practice here. And once he does that, Marcus is going to be fine. He's going to help us out a lot.
Taking it back a few days, how did the scrimmage go for y'all?
Like I said, I thought we threw punches, and I thought they threw them back, so I thought it went back and forth.
How much more time do you want it to be where you don't have to tick off Oliver Mark to get it going, and he just kind of does that himself?
That's my job. That's why they call me coach. My job is to make sure my players get on the field. So I accept that responsibility, and he's learning how to do some things that he didn't have to do in the past, and he's learning how to do it. And it's challenging for him, but he's getting better every day that he comes in here. And when he's on the field, he's really good.
What are some of those new responsibilities that he has?
That he has to practice. He has to practice. He has to play through nicks. He has to play through them. We're not here in Nebraska. We're not going to play you hurt. But if you got a nick, we're going to ask you to try and go through it. And he's learning how to do that.
Omar is?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Mickey, the numbers that you're looking for, you mentioned 6 the last time you talked to us, and then in the spring there were larger numbers thrown out, like 9 or 10. So what's the key there? Is it because you're getting closer to the season that things need to be whittled down now?
Well, the thing about it, with coaches, as you get closer to the season, the more nervous we get. So my thing is just being out in the heat today. I want to find my top 6. But it can easily be 8. It can easily be 9 that has to play the game. It depends how many you travel, and it depends how many are going to be on special teams. But it could be 6, and it could be 8. But I need to find my top 6.
And this is a broader question, but you've seen some pretty good 2-minute drills in your day, especially at LSU. What makes a good offense that's good at 2-minute drills over and over and over again?
I think you got to be on rhythm, and I think the thing about the kids got to be comfortable in it. So I think you got to rep it. You got to put them into situations, and I think we're doing that. We put them in every situation possible, and I think you got to continue to put them in those situations where they can rep it, and when they get to the game, it's going to be like second nature just to do it.
How do you teach situational awareness to your receivers in that moment, like know when to get out of bounds, know when to go for an extra 10 yards, things like that?
That's something that you address in the media room, and something you address when you're going into 2 minutes. That hey, if you're inside the hash, you want to get vertical. If you're outside the numbers, you want to try to get out of bounds. Once you get tackled inside the hash, you want to hand the ball to the referee and not toss it. And we do all of that. So we put them in every situation possible. Coach Frost does a great job of getting us prepared for that.
Why do you deem it important to play through those nicks?
I think because once you start camp, you're never going to be 100%. So you got to be able to play through and be 90% or 85% and let the adrenaline flow to get you back to 100. So you got to learn how to play with it. You might be a little sore, but I still expect you to go.
What do you think of the schedule you guys have done? I mean, do you like this 3 on, 1 off? This will be kind of your 4th cycle you guys have completed of that, and how have the guys responded to that?
I think it's a great cycle. I think it's a great idea. I think it's getting more. This college football game is getting more towards the NFL model. And I think it's going to happen that way. But I think the kids really enjoy it. I think the coaches really enjoy it also because it gets us to look at 3 days and say, okay, what we like and what we don't like, who's playing well. So it kind of gives you a break to see what's going on. But I think it's good for the kids' legs.
Do you like how Isaiah's coming along?
I love how Isaiah's coming along. He's coming along. Remember, Isaiah hadn't played in a year, because he didn't go through spring football. But he's slowly getting back. He's slowly getting back, and I told him that because he was getting frustrated. And I said, don't get frustrated, but eventually you're going to get back into your own.
What were you getting frustrated about?
Well, when you're a competitor, you're a competitor kid that everything wants to be perfect. Okay, so that's why he's getting frustrated. It's just not a negative frustration. It's I want to do better.
What are some of the signs that he's sort of shaking that rust off?
Well, he's doing better with his route running. He's doing better seeing the ball. He's doing a lot better doing that.
I know you're focused on your guys, but what can you say about the DBs? I mean, soon they'll be on your side. Do they stand out to you?
Oh, they really do. And I tell our kids, I tell our receivers, we got to the point where the best people we're going to see is in practice, because we have some really good DBs, and really good kids that can really play back there, and they long, and they rangy, they athletic, and they got great ball skills. So it's good to go against those guys every day, and that makes the receivers better. It also makes the DBs better when we can battle like that. And it's been good in this camp. It's been really competitive.
What's the biggest strength Oliver Martin brings to your team?
Oliver Martin's he's really fast. He runs really good routes, and he has great hands. He has a great receiver skill set, and he brings that. But he also he don't make mistakes. He don't make mistakes. That's where he's supposed to be on the field. That's where he's at. But he's very explosive. He has really good hands.
Any extra energy being in the stadium today? Did you notice at all?
Yeah, well, no, not really. Not really. It was a practice day, and the stadium's empty. It's like playing during COVID. So I don't know. I didn't notice it. I just noticed a practice day. Time for us to get better. The scoreboard wasn't on, so really don't excite you.
Has it sunk in? You're about 10 days away from getting on a plane to go to Ireland.
Well, my thing is, I've been doing this over 20 years, so I'm going to coach up until kickoff. So I don't really get excited. I don't get butterflies anymore. I know I got to continue to get my guys better when it's time to kick that ball off.
Thank you.
Good, thank y'all.
Thank